And welcome back into the Bettor Half Hour. You know what time it is, my favorite segment where we bring in guests. You've seen them on this show. You've seen them on the Betting Exchange. My guy, Sean Little, back in the building.
You already know. We're here, man. Dude, it's Pro Bowl week. It's not quite Super Bowl week, but we're getting there, man. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Fired up. All right. You're a Chi-Town kid.
Yeah.
Got to talk to you. Got an interesting matchup, an exciting one. Sixers headed to the United Center to take on the Bulls. From a gambling perspective, line isn't out yet, but what are your thoughts?
We're talking about more overall the East, right? So, like, when we look at 3.5 games between 1 and 6, you're a bad week away from being in the play-in. So that's how tight the East is. We knew the East was going to be tight going into the year, but to have 3.5 games separate 1 through 6 is pretty impressive. The Bulls just got to get healthy. My guys got to keep treading water until their guys get back. Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, Javonte Green's been in and out as well. I'm just looking for them to stay healthy enough to get to later on in the season where we can start making some noise in the playoff.
Well, I know you were, interestingly enough, on the Heat earlier in the season. You were high on the Bulls and you were high on the Heat. The Heat are looking great. They've actually outperformed the market for the injuries they've been dealt. What are your thoughts on Miami right now at the moment?
Yeah, they're very, very good. They have that pedigree that we talked about going into the year. They know how to win. They have that culture. I think there's 4 real teams that can win the East. We got Miami, we got Philly, we got Milwaukee, we got the Nets. I think the Bulls are a piece away. Karnasovis, the GM president, we're 7 days away from the trade deadline. Last year, he went and got Nikola Vucevic. So he will make a move, and I think the Bulls need one to actually make some real noise in the East.
So you think they're a piece away? Because right now, they're playing consistent ball, and they're doing it without Vucevic for some, a little ball without. DeRozan missed a little bit. LaVine missed a little bit. I
mean, in a 7 game, when you're looking at the Bucks and those guys, I don't think we can beat them. I think we need a little bit more help. We need another big. We need some bench scoring. And then we need the guys to get back healthy and then get that chemistry back that they had early in the year. Because early in the year, we were rolling. So we'll see what happens there.
I love that you're saying we. All right. Let's shift. Little touchdown prop here. It's out there. Who do you think is more likely to catch a 2-touchdown Super Bowl? Cooper Kupp or Jamar Chase?
For the fact that Cooper Kupp is minus 210 for an anytime touchdown is ridiculous. Like, you're going to have to put up $2 to get one on an anytime TD, and he's only going to get like 7 or 8 catches? That's crazy. But you got to look at Cooper Kupp here. You see the graphic. 6 games this year, he had 2 touchdowns. 6 games, he had 2 touchdowns. 6 games, he had 0. So he's catching 2 touchdowns just as much as he's not scoring at all. This dude's been very, very impressive. Chase, 2x. 3x 2 touchdowns this year. So Chase also had a 3-touchdown game. But at the price, 2 touchdowns for Kupp plus 280, 2 touchdowns for Chase is plus 550. For the price, at a 550, I'd have to look at Chase because I don't see why he couldn't go crazy. But Kupp is, come on, it's ridiculous.
I love that. I think you got to lean Kupp just because he's getting home field advantage too. He's been in that dome. He's been balling out. But, for the payout, Jay Chase could ball, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. The reason the Kupp thing is so spooky is because McVay gets this guy in space like something I've never seen.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's keying on this guy every week. He has 10, 11 targets every single week, and no matter what, he seems to get the rock, and he seems to be wide open when he's getting the rock. It's not like he's catching ball. Like, think about it. Are you guys seeing Cooper Kupp catch balls in traffic? Not really. He's always in space. He's always doing his thing, and that's a nod to Sean McVay getting him in good spots.
All right, let's shift to this Bucks team. You were right. You were saying you didn't think TB was coming back.
Yeah.
Now that he's out, what are your thoughts on a team that was 13-4 last year?
Yeah.
On a rebuild, or do they try to go out, maybe a Hail Mary for a Rodgers, maybe try to get a Garoppolo? What say you on what the Bucs should do?
Yeah, I think a rebuild is too strong of a word because they have a ton of talent on D. They have a veteran head coach, Bruce Arians, who shows that he can get it done. The biggest questions, Byron Leftwich, is he staying or is he going to Jacksonville? That's the number one thing I need. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, if I'm Russell Wilson, if I'm Deshaun Watson, and those are the guys that they're targeting to go down there possibly, I need to know, is Byron Leftwich going to be, is he going to have a headset? And then I need to know about Chris Godwin. His contract is up. 1-year deal is up. He's now a free agent. He's going to have some options. If I could guarantee Leftwich is going to be there, which is very shaky at the moment, and then Chris Godwin's going to come back on a long-term deal, then if I'm Russell Wilson, that sounds like a very appetizing spot to me.
Wow. Do you think there's a world where Devontae, if he plays the market, could maybe want to go down there, maybe try to convince 1-2, keep the same jersey, just, cover up some tape for Rodgers.
I think if he's going to lean where Rodgers goes, I also think the Packers are going to tag him anyway. So but maybe he doesn't want to get tagged. So, you have that whole element as well. Devontae is one of the guys that I think Rodgers is on the phone like, hey, how about you follow me wherever I'm going? And we're going to get to that here in a second.
Yeah, on that note. All right, let's start out with where do you think Rodgers would be a better fit? Pittsburgh or Denver? Everyone keeps talking about Denver, the Elway move, because Peyton went there. Yeah. Where do you think he'd be a better fit?
We know how the Steelers get down. Professionally run organization. Probably the best ownership in the NFL. We know how Mike Tomlin gets down. He's no nonsense. He runs things the right way. All that said, I think Denver's the right spot. I think it's a better fit. They have more young talent. Courtland Sutton, Noah Fant, Jerry Jeudy, Javonte Williams, a stud young running back. The most important number in this whole thing is Denver Broncos have $40 million in cap space. So if Rodgers can go to a spot that has young talent, young skill players, has a bunch of cap space, and, oh, by the way, his old offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, who was in Green Bay with him, is now the head coach in Denver, it seems like a can't-miss spot for Rodgers in Denver.
Do you think as a competitor, though, you got to go to a division, you got Carr, you got Mahomes, you got Herbert, does that turn you off a little, or do you embrace the challenge at his age?
Man, this is the back-to-back MVP we're talking about. I think that's the very last thing he's thinking about. And so, the AFC is loaded. There's no doubt about that. So actually, now that you say that, and I'm thinking about it as I'm talking to you guys, him staying in the NFC would probably be better, but I don't think he's afraid of the guys that you mentioned. I think it's more of a later in life, better spot, best spot to go, and Denver seems like they're the leader in the clubhouse. Real
quick, I know you're sharp as a tack. Are you leaning Bengals 4.5?
I'm leaning Rams.
Wow.
I'm leaning that way. I think this is the Aaron Donald game that we've been waiting on. He could have a monster Super Bowl.
Hey, Joey B got sacked 9 times. Little Donald, little Floyd, little Von Miller, former Super Bowl MVP. Hey, don't go anywhere. I'm going around the world, little football on the Better Half Hour.